Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the 1952 Western, High Noon, starring Gary Cooper, Grace Kelly, and of course I should also mention that Lloyd Bridges was also in this film. For this film, later, and years later, this movie's been parodied, spoofed, for anything from the Flintstones and other movies and westerns with the same premise almost, and became such a premise, such a parodied bit they did for this movie. Of course, and they all took it from High Noon. Of course, High Noon stars Gary Cooper as a town marshal in a small town in New Mexico territory, who was retiring, and he literally just married his fiancee, played by Grace Kelly, and after he got married, he decided to retire as a town marshal and move to another town and to run a store that his fiancee's family left her. So he's going to, finally get out of law enforcement and going to another business. Well, and the town couldn't get him out of town fast enough because they never liked him, they hated him, and they wanted him to get out of here. Because a lot of what that thrill Gary Cooper's character, and that goes on through the whole film. Because they realized that a guy who 5 years earlier arrested him, brought him to justice, and he's supposed to have been executed for being hung. Meanwhile, the governor of the state decided to commute his sentence, and he not only did he commute his sentence, but he paroled him. So now this criminal, former ex-con, is now going to come back to the town and seek revenge on Gary Cooper's character. And of course, he found out about this, and people was very convinced him to get out of town. And Gary Cooper says, "Look, I'm not going to run for the rest of my life from this guy. He's going to keep tracking me down, and I'm going to confront him." And people in the town says to him, "Marshal, get out of here. You're retired. You don't have any legal authority to confront this guy. Get out of here." And he says, "If I do that, I'll be labeled as a coward for the rest of my life, and I'm not going to be labeled as a coward." And so people says, "We don't give a shit. Get out of here." And said, "We don't want you in here anymore. We never supported you. We never liked you." And he said, "Yeah, well, voted for me. You want to have a town." But this guy named the criminal name was Miller. Miller would have taken over the whole town, and you want to have peace and justice, and you're not going to have peace of mind in this town. Thanks to me, I made this town safe for kids. I made it safe for women to walk down the street here without getting hassled. I did all that for you guys, and this is how you repay me." It says, and what he should have said was, "Fuck you," and walking out. And he says, and naturally you can't say "F you" in a 1952 movie. There's no cursing back then. So you couldn't even say "screw you," at that time in the movie. I would say "to hell with all of you." And I said, "How would you feel if I leave you this town to this guy? And what are you going to do about it?" I said, "What are you going to do? You going to run to the new marshal? You don't know who the new marshal is." And that made that point clear in the movie. You don't know who the new marshal is when it comes to town. So suppose they come into town the next day. So he's like to make a stand, and he asks the townspeople to stand up with him. And the whole town says, "Fuck you, we don't need you anymore, fuck you." And so, excuse my language, folks. And it says, they all said, "Fuck you, we're not going to support you anymore. We hate your guts. We like Frank Marshall better. We really have Frank Marshall Frank Miller as a marshal than you." And so that's what the attitude was. And so he stood alone in the middle of the street against these four guys. And he took them all down, and he took down 3 out of the 4 guys. Because his wife, Grace Kelly, she took down the other guy. Because she was hiding out in the sheriff's office And then one of the guys came right, didn't see her, grabs his gun and shoots him and shoots him in the back and kills him. So now he has like 3 guys to go 10 with, and took down all 3 guys. And it's a pretty long shootout sequence. It took about like 10, 15 minutes. That's that sequence, and it took a real long time for that sequence to come down. And it's worth, now it's such a cliche. Now it was 1 guy against 4 guys. Because he did that with I think it was remember the Flintstones cartoon series actually did something similar to this, and or an episode similar to the plot of High Noon. And it's, like I said, High Noon has been parodied, it's been mocked, the script has been written and rewritten plenty of times, especially during the 1950s, early 60s, where westerns ruled in the movies. Not only in the movies, but also on television. When you have all this stuff, the clock, you're watching the clock, go down to High Noon and stuff like that. I mean, it's such a cliche now. This film. Also, the other thing that makes this movie worthwhile watching, of course, is the song. Don't Forsake Me, Oh My Darling. It was running the whole film. That was a huge hit. It was a huge song at the time. And I believe, I'm not too sure, I know they had that category back then, but I believe it might have won for Best Song in the Oscars. And not only that, but as if they had the category back then. But also it was a huge hit. And not only that, but speaking of the Oscars, Gary Cooper won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in High Noon. And of course, it was also the first movie in note of Grace Kelly. And she did, I think she did like maybe 1 other movie before this. But this is her first real prominent role in a movie. And she was good in this. I mean, she was good in it. And of course, Gary Cooper was good, and so was Lloyd Bridges, being one of the deputies who quit because he felt that everybody was complaining he was like too young to be the next, because he got passed over as the next marshal because people thought he was like too young. And he actually got into an actual fist fight with Gary Cooper in this film over that. And it was a scene when they got into a fist fight. But as a Western, it is like sort of cliche movie. Like I said very few times, it's such a cliche, this movie. But it's worthwhile watching. So that's my review of the movie High Noon. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at WallyC.com. That's all WDY, and that's C.com. Homepage to my reviewer, Christy Moore. And please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.